affirmative side is supposed to agree with the motion and supposed to propose it to our status quo, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, reading our motion today, it clearly states when in conflict, and this implies that you need to make a choice between the environment and the economy, ladies and gentlemen. But seeing that from the affirmative, ladies and gentlemen, they said some interesting things about their own duty in itself. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, in cross-exing the second speaker, he admitted actually that there aren't any clashes. That we're not talking about a situation where there are clashes between the economy and the environment, ladies and gentlemen. And secondly, their third speaker actually admitted that this is a win-win situation, ladies and gentlemen. They're admitting that their situation, the things that they're talking about, the scenarios that they all came about, their models, is actually out of the motion because in their case, the economy and the environment is not clashing, ladies and gentlemen. We say they're arguing out of the boundary of the motion and therefore not agreeing with the motion, but arguing a whole new case by themselves, ladies and gentlemen. So having that clear down, I'd like to move on to responsibility argument, which I really wanted to name the I would have said argument, ladies and gentlemen. Because I would have said that developed nations would pollute more, they have the responsibility. I would have said, ladies and gentlemen, that developing countries do not have the things to actually develop green technology, but except that they all acknowledge that, ladies and gentlemen. They admitted that it is the developed countries who hold the majority of the burden for the environment, ladies and gentlemen. They also admitted that developed countries were actually the major contributors to the current environmental disasters right now. And also, ladies and gentlemen, they admit that their plan that states developed nations will give money to developing countries is actually infeasible because they didn't give us any examples, any feasibility, any examples of international organizations or any type of incentive for these countries to act upon. And so therefore we say, ladies and gentlemen, that they have completely agreed with us that it's supposed to be the developed countries who has to do the job, ladies and gentlemen. And we say that is one point that stands clear in the debate. And now on to another point that stands really clear in the debate. Who can do it? The capability issue, ladies and gentlemen. And they talked about how developing nations can do it because, first of all, developed countries have a burden, and also developed countries will give the developing countries a lot of stuff and a lot of investment, ladies and gentlemen. But then, looking at their plan, they said basically. They should, in the long run, destroy all carbon-based factories. So these developed countries are giving developed nations are giving developing countries the money to destroy their own economy and rebuild it again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that one thing, that is a lot of money we're talking about, and they never gave us any explanation of that. And so and on to sustainability issue, ladies and gentlemen, they talked about how it's really not sustainable because carbon-based economies will continue and we'll have irreversible damage. First of all, we talked about how the damage is not completely irreversible because we gave the example of Arctic Circle and complete with its source, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, they also admitted that developed countries do have the capability, and they have done so in order to save the environment, and it had its effect in the present. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we say it is team negative that has successfully disproved the affirmative, and that wins the debate.